Hey, what's up, fam? Fred from Direct Edition. Just outside on this nature trail, which is literally my backyard, and just enjoying nature, man. Before I get into it, I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just enjoying it. You can hear the birds singing, the airplanes. We're outside just kicking it. Okay, so let's get to it. Hey, what's up, peeps? Welcome to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. I'd like to welcome you, brothers and sisters, to my channel. You know, you guys are my family, you know. And today we're going to be looking at, another comic book haul. Now, this drawing is actually by David Mack. As I was saying back in one of my previous videos, I had the pleasure of meeting him at Dragon Con. Bought this piece off of him. He had already signed it. And I had to find a frame for it, so I kind of got an oversized frame for it, which is cool. I mean, it is what it is. And I think this cover comes from a Wolverine like graphic novel, but not in a graphic novel since it's a comic book. It's almost like a book. So with that being said, you know we got to get into our sponsor. So let's get into our sponsor. And this episode of Direct Edition is brought to you by my fake Darth Maul from China. All right, so you know how we do it on Direct Edition. Let's get into some comics. Okay, and so keeping up with the Wolverine theme, this is Wolverine Origins #2. The reason why I bought this out of the dungeons, because I just wanted to show you guys such a cool cover, man. I'm almost sure the reason why they painted his face the American flag is because in this comic book, Wolverine actually fought one of his Weapon X sidekicks, which is Nuke. And as we all know, they just released a Nuke Marvel Legends. I kind of don't like it. But anyway, I think this cover is very cool. And I'm looking for the Canadian flag cover. They have a Canadian flag cover where it's just the American flag on Wolverine's face is replaced by the old Canadian flag. And so since I bought out #2, it's only right that I go ahead and bring out #1, which is Michael Turner. Uh, it's an okay cover. Now that I have this cover, I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up the one where him and the wolf are actually drinking from the lake or something in Canada. Definitely want to pick that one up, that Wolverine's Origins. So, and as you can see, anytime when you're collecting the Wolverine's Origins, you have a regular cover and then you have a variant cover. So I kind of crisscrossed in between covers, whichever one I liked. But now it's time to go back and get my complete run through 1 through 10 in both covers. Because why not? Here's #3 by, I think at this point, Quesada was a Marvel's editor-in-chief, and he still did, artwork. So it's pretty cool, man. Wolverine going at it with Newt. This is the regular cover. It's not the variant. So #3. #4, which is another Quesada cover. Very cool. Wolverine fights Captain America. Wolverine got one up on Captain America because he went into a berserker rage, and he cut his the inside of Captain America's like thigh, and basically he hamstringed him. So it took Captain America out of the fight. Very cool. And then we have #5, Wolverine with the Masara blade with Emma Frost. Very cool book, man. If Emma Frost and Cyclops and Hellion wouldn't have shown up, Wolverine would have basically killed Captain America. And they told Hellion, they said, hey, Hellion, you got to be careful with Wolverine because when he's in berserker rage, he can kill you. He was like, oh, I'm not worried about him. And Wolverine almost killed him as soon as he said it. So very cool covers, man. Love my Wolverine Origins. So this is 6 and 7. Omega Red got involved. And then you have the next cover is #7 with Omega Red and Maverick. A lot of people slept on Maverick. I know he lost his powers after the No More Mutants fiasco with Scarlet Witch. But it was nice to see Maverick back in the game. So very cool. And the last one I want to show you is number 8. And the reason why I wanted to show you that is because this is my boy Olivetti. Love Olivetti's artwork, even though everybody kind of has the same face. But Olivetti is very good at drawing the bigger characters such as Juggernaut, Sabretooth, Incredible Hulk, Scar. Yeah, I got introduced to Olivetti through Cable's run, where Cable was jumping into the future with Hope as a baby, and also Punisher's War Journal. He drew the Punisher, and I really became a fan of his artwork just by the way he drew the Punisher. So yeah, pretty cool, man. I actually have Wolverine Origins 1 through 30, and then after that, I go and graduate into hardcovers. So very cool, man. Huge Wolverine fan. So this is Bucky Barnes Winter Soldier #1. Definitely saw this cover. Definitely had to pick it up. I'm a huge Winter Soldier fan, especially when he first donned the mantle of Captain America. And I thought this was pretty cool. I would sing some in this video, but my boy Nightmare C told me to never sing again in my videos. And, I was a little hurt by that because I think I have the voice of an angel. But anyway, shout out to Nightmare C for telling me not to sing anymore in my videos, which I'm totally going to ignore because I'm going to end up singing as soon as I find something to sing. But I thought this Bucky Barnes Winter Soldier was very cool. Love the cover. Definitely glad to have this in my collection. Remember back in the days when everybody thought that Bucky Barnes was Nomad? What a disappointment. Nomad wasn't even Bucky Barnes. So for some reason, it seems like around the time of Secret Invasion, Marvel was doing like some killer covers, man. Like if you look at the Secret Invasion, Miss Marvel around that time, her run, her covers are like second to none. And this is one of the covers that just got me, man. I was like, you know what? I was like, I really am looking for, books that are of value to me or key issues or, hold some money or something. But when you see a cover that you like, man, you just have to pick it up. And this Captain Marvel cover is killer. When I tell you, I was at my local comic book shop and I saw this cover and I walked out and I said, I'm not going to get it. But then I went home and started thinking about it and I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick up these covers, any cover I like. So, yeah, man. Very cool. What's this? Mighty Avengers number, can't see it from here. Let's look at it together. Number 19. Very cool. And so, being the big Wolverine fan I am, I had to definitely pick up this for $1 when I saw this Wolverine Marvel Spotlight. It says at the bottom, Wolverine front and center, 2009. It has a lot of his key issues behind him. So I thought it was very cool, man. I was like, you know what? Definitely gonna pick it up. Why not? And then I'm almost sure the artwork is Greg Land, because Greg Land usually draws his stuff like very computer kind of graphic like, and he's always drawing his people smiling. So, yep. So I picked up this Ghost Rider #1 in a 5-part miniseries because I'm a huge fan of Clayton Crane. And this book will be one of the books where I actually got introduced into Clayton Crane, where I actually just started noticing him. I was like, damn, this guy can like really get down as far as like drawing or painting. The only thing about Clayton Crane that I don't like is sometimes I can't make out what's going on. But when I got into Necrosha, I just totally went over the top as a fan. Necrosha and X Force versus X Force and Cable Messiah War. Is it X Force and Cable Messiah War? I think it is when you have the Age of Strife. So yeah, man. So I was blessed to pick this up, but I already have this complete run. Hold on, let me show you. I'm in the dungeon. Give me 1 second. So here's my #1. It's a director's cut. As you can see, the motorcycle is a little different. I don't know why they come out with director's cut, but I end up getting this director's cut, and I end up getting a director's cut of the New Avengers, their first, book. It's called Breakout. So yeah, not only do I have number 1, I also have number 2. Very cool. We also got number 3. That big guy is a demon from hell. He almost reminded me of Spawn a little bit. I was like, damn, Marvel, you kind of like, Ghost Rider and Spawn already got a lot in common, but yeah. So, yep, number 3. Number 4, that girl is like an angel from heaven. She's kind of like John Constantine. This run is very bloody and very violent and very, very, very gory, but I love it. So number 4. Number 5, see what I'm talking about how it's hard to make out some of Clayton Crane's artwork. Still very cool, man. I don't take anything away from him. He's up there as far as artists I like and I follow. So number 5. And lastly, number 6. So this is what basically made me, a Clayton Crane fan. Seeing this, I was like, wow, this guy here, he can go. He can really, really do some things. So, like his artwork, man. So I'm sorry, I did say 5-part miniseries. I meant 6-part miniseries. So, pretty cool. So don't ask me why I end up picking these up. I got them both for 50 cents. They're in pristine condition. This would be Wonder Man number 1. Wonder Woman. I always thought Wonder Man was like too close to Wonder Woman, but over the years I've learned to respect his character, and he's a pivotal part of the Avengers. I'm surprised we haven't seen him in the movies. But yeah, man, pretty cool. I mean, I'm not going to pass it up for 50 cents. So let's do it. So I told you anytime I run into Wonder Woman, I'm going to pick her up. And I really thought this cover was pretty cool. This is Wonder Woman, and it says, putting the muscle to the mob. Now, I've already had this copy. I've had it since my childhood. But of course, when you have books as a child, they get old, crusty, and dusty. So I had to rebuy a lot of my older books because I've read them a lot. So I've always thought this cover is pretty cool. So Wonder Woman number 81. Should be 1992. Let's see. Steady. If you allow my sexy fingers to interrupt your video, let's look at the year. 1993. Very cool. Also like this Wonder Woman. It's pretty cool. This is Wonder Woman 127, 1997. Thought it was very cool, man. So this is Wonder Woman 200. Cover painting, not a drawing. They actually said painting by J.G. Jones. And I'm a big fan of J.G. Jones' run on Wonder Woman. He did like 200 to up to like 230. All his artwork is very sick. Very, very sick. And this is a sensational double-sized issue. Okay, we have Wonder Woman 213 by J.G. Jones. Look at that front cover. That is Medusa's head that she chopped off. What Wonder Woman ended up doing was she ended up going up against Medusa. If you look at Medusa, you'll turn into stone. So what Wonder Woman did was she attacked Medusa, took one of the snakes off her head, and actually poisoned her own eyes and made herself blind so she can fight her. And if you look at that Wonder Woman, she looks exactly like Angelina Jolie. Those lips and everything. So, really nice, man. Really like this run. This would happen to be my favorite one. This is Wonder Woman 219 by J.G. Jones. This is the issue where she actually snaps Maxwell Lord's neck. Maxwell Lord is a villain that was invented just to be a Lex Luthor against the Justice League. He actually has kind of like similar powers to the Purple Man or Professor X. Well, not as powerful as Professor X, but yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and open it up and let you see that panel where she snaps Maxwell Lord's neck. And here it is where she actually snaps Maxwell Lord's neck. And then in the next issue, you see Wonder Woman get put in the back of a police car. This also has the advertisement for Batman and Robin. Frank Miller and Jim Lee. A lot of people didn't like that because they said that Bruce Wayne was totally out of character. I actually picked up a couple of those books, so they're downstairs in the dungeon. Well, in the dungeon with me now. I am downstairs. So, but yep. Look at snapping Maxwell Lord's neck. She's like, Superman's like, don't do it. Wonder Woman's like, huh? Snap. I don't care. Wonder Woman 222 by J.G. Jones. Really like that cover. She's choking out Cheetah. Very cool. So, do you guys remember this one? This is Shadowhawk #1. Definitely had to pick it up because I was like, you know what? My older one that I used to have, my this one and my Supreme #1, they're ticked up. I was a big Image fan when they first came out, and now it surprises me that they're doing so good with Saga and The Walking Dead. So definitely had to pick up this Shadow Pack just for my 90s nostalgia. Usually I just don't go for covers. I usually go for stuff that actually are run fillers or hold monetary value. But when I saw this cover, I thought it was pretty awesome, man. I'm a huge Psylocke fan, man. I really do like Psylocke. I think Psylocke and Elektra together are awesome. You have one red, one purple, basically kind of like the same type of ninja background, ninjutsu. I love my Quanon. That's her name, the Asian body that she actually possesses. That's her name, Quanon. So yeah, man, Betsy Braddock, New Exiles. And this is when she kind of came back from the dead after she had a fight with Sabretooth and Sabretooth gutted her and she came back to life. So pretty cool. Love this cover. And before we get into your main events, this is the point in the video where you ask me, hey, Fred Hall, Direct Edition, what are you reading right now? This is the X-Men Legacy Back to School. This cover is by Mark Brooks. And the thing about Mark Brooks and David Mack is they have a similar style to me. It's almost identical. It's hard for me to really, tell the difference between their two artwork, but definitely love this book, man. This is right after the schism where Wolverine and, Cyclops went their own way. And this is right after Age of X, where Frenzy, the girl in the background, this is when she cut her hair and, because the whole time in Age of X, she was Cyclops' lover. So after Age of X, she wanted to get back. She actually wanted to get with Cyclops, but Cyclops was like, no, I'm with Emma. And the funny thing is, Frenzy is a villain the same as Emma Frost is. So I think he would have kind of been in good hands with Frenzy, being the fact that Frenzy used to be part of Apocalypse Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Was it? I don't know. Apocalypse had some kind of group before he first appeared, and Frenzy was in it. She's a X Factor villain. So very cool. So cool look at the front of the book. Let's look at the back of the book. So here's a look at the back of the book. That's my boy, Exodus. Exodus was a crusader who ended up running into Mr. Sinister, and I think Sinister helped him prolong his life. Exodus is extremely powerful. And what happened in this book was Exodus was like, hold up, why are all the mutants splitting up? We're supposed to stick together. And so he was going to the school, and Wolverine and was like, hey, chill out. And they was like, yeah, so Wolverine and Cyclops kind of had differences. And he was like, oh, Cyclops caused the mutants to break up? Well, I'm going to kill Cyclops. And that's the synopsis of this book, man. It's called Painful Lessons. A very good run, man. Very cool artwork through and through. Love my X-Men Legacies, man. So yeah. And for your first main event, we have the Web of Spider-Man #2. I'm not sure, if this holds any kind of money on eBay or whatever, but when I saw this cover, like I thought it was very sick, and I said, hey man, definitely have to start this run of Web of Spider-Man. I don't know how many of them there are in the gauntlet, but I'm definitely going to pick up all of them. And always been a Max Dillon fan, Electro. Very cool, man. And so to add to this main event, I bought the gauntlet #4. So I'm not sure how many there are. I'm definitely going to go ahead and pick them up. The funny thing about the Mysterio cover was the next book behind it was the same book, and it was actually like a little bit lighter, but the lighter one was a little bit more tick. It actually was ticked up. So me being the extreme collector I am, I went for the one without the ticks. But yeah, man, I definitely want to know how many books are in this web of Spider-Man. Love the front covers. The front covers is by an artist named Jelena Dijavitsky, some crap. It's a weird, it's a foreign name. So, but I thought these covers were pretty cool, man, and I like the artist. Love the artwork. So yeah, that'd be your first main event. And lastly, for your main event, I got this book strictly because I've been watching you guys and seeing what you guys pick up. So I'm looking through the comic book shop, saying I found everything. I'm at the front register, and he's like, "Hey, Fred, I got your subscription for your Harley Quinn." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Go ahead and empty out the box." And he's like, "Hey, while you at it, look through this box." I'm like, "That's a setup," because he already knows I'm gonna see something in it that I like, and I'm gonna pick it up. So when I saw this red Sonja, I was like, "Oh, okay, okay." So I definitely picked it up. J. Scott Campbell, very cool, and yeah, I hope you really like your main event because I know this is in a lot of you guys' videos. So very cool. So once again, brothers and sisters, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. And man, you guys be safe out there. And as I always say at the end of my videos, focus on the ones that's showing you love and don't focus on the ones that's not showing you love. Can't believe my voice is cracking. But anyway, I will catch you guys later. And family, you guys be safe out there. Peace.